Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of A Planet Among the Stars. I am Dr. Jane with Avalon Rises, and today I am going to be talking about the current new moon this September 2022 that is happening today, September 25th. And this new moon is in Libra. So also just remembering that the energy of the moons come in 3 days before and 3 days after. So we have a window of time to work with this energy. It's not just a one day, scenario, but this is going to be the day when maybe the energy is the most clear. And also, kind of leading up to this, as the energy is building and reaching towards the peak, we may start to see these themes, but we may not understand them. And so what's nice is if we can come to kind of clarity on what we are being shown during this moon, then we still have a few more days to work with these energies and really be able to use them to progress forward in our lives, right? And so I've already spoken a little bit about Libra in a few different contexts on some of my videos, especially in the Mercury Retrograde video recently, because Mercury started off its retrograde in Libra, and the main themes of the retrograde are Libra themes. And then I also touched on it a little bit in my video last week about the equinox and the sun moving into Libra and the themes there. And so now we have kind of a third in our series. And so it's evident to me that with all this activity happening simultaneously in Libra, that this is a really, really critical theme. The energies of Libra, and both the virtues of Libra, but also the vices of Libra, are really, really, really salient and critical at this time in our progression, both individually and collectively. And that actually also really makes sense in light of the ongoing retrogrades. So we do have 6 planets in retrograde now, and most of these are those big outer planets, which are going to be looking at really big themes, and also operating in areas of our life that are not necessarily as close into ourselves. So if you think of yourself as a microcosm of the solar system, and you are the sun, and so then these outer planets that are farther away from you are impacting areas of your life that are a little bit farther away from you. Whereas the sun is really your outer life, and then the moon is your internal self. But so most of these retrogrades have been in these outer planets, and so you may have been able to see these themes showing up as I talked about them, and maybe here and there, but they didn't feel maybe so close. But then Mercury is the closest planet to the sun, and it is going to be affecting the things that are closest to us in our lives, that are still external in our lives, how we travel through our life, our closest relationships in our life, the things we do and use every day. And when Mercury went retrograde, what it did was it brought all of those other 5 retrogrades into our personal lives. And so a lot of people have reported that this particular Mercury retrograde has felt very messy, because all of a sudden, all of those other retrogrades got brought right home, and we can really see them and how they're affecting our daily transactions, how these big patterns are affecting our daily interactions in our lives, our daily movement through our lives. And so what we're really being shown here, whenever we are out of alignment, we are off balance. And so now it's kind of making sense that we are getting a huge dose of Libra energy, right? So that we can come into balance, we can come into alignment with where we need to go. And Libra, the huge virtues of Libra are all about that harmony, alignment. Justice is a big characteristic of Libra, but what is justice? Justice is alignment with good. Justice is alignment with the light, right? With that goodness, with what is right. And if something is unjust, then it is out of alignment. It is out of balance with that. And so all of these qualities of Libra are all about alignment. And all these retrogrades have been about aligning our lives with our true selves, our true purpose, our true joy. And so we really now at the end, especially since 2 of the large planetary retrogrades are ending in October. And then Mercury will go direct in October as well. And so it's like, this is our opportunity to really bring things into alignment. And so what we've been seeing is a really big emphasis on this sort of energy exchange, this balance. Are we receiving what we are putting out? Are we putting out what we wish to receive? Are we actually giving in alignment with energy exchange in our lives? And are the structures of our lives giving back to us? And this could be relationships, this could be business, this could be all sorts of things in your life. And so what this new moon is really here to do is a couple things. First off, new moons are all about new beginnings, right? But they're also about releasing. So Pluto, which is also in retrograde, which is considered the planet of death, that's a little dramatic. But Pluto is really urging us to let go. Let go of the things that are keeping us out of alignment. Let go of the things that are imbalancing us in our lives. And Mercury is going to have shown us what is that in our external life. And even the sun moving into Libra may show us what is that in our external life. But I'm going to remind you of the Hermetic principle, as within, so without. As without, so within. And so if we are going to bring that balance to our external lives, we're going to need to bring it inside ourselves. And this is what the new moon is really here to do, because the moon is our internal world. The moon is representing what is happening inside ourselves. And so at this new moon, we may be able to gain clarity if we can use these energies. And if we could come to stillness, then we can receive and gain clarity on what it is inside ourselves that is generating these imbalances in our lives. And use that Libra energy of this new moon to see, where am I out of alignment with myself? And it's interesting because if you look at a lot of other analyses and a lot of what people say about Libra in general and about this moon and about this time, a lot of people are talking about intimate relationships, romantic relationships, our closest personal relationships. We may see shifts in this. We may see themes in this. There is no relationship in your life that is more intimate than your relationship with yourself. And that is what this moon is really calling us to, is where are we out of alignment, out of balance in our most intimate relationship with ourselves? Because everything else in our life is going to be a reflection of that. So if you find yourself to be an overgiver, which is one of the vices of Libra, where you give without receiving in return, that is actually indicative of a relationship with yourself. And when you do that, you are telling yourself that you are not important. You are not as important. When I silence myself to make somebody else comfortable, I am telling myself I am not as important as their comfort, right? When I stay in a job that doesn't serve me, I am telling myself that I am not as important as whatever it is that is keeping me there. So whenever we are out of balance in our external lives, whenever we are accepting treatment that is not good enough, or whenever we are overgiving and emptying ourselves out, or staying in a situation that is out of balance, we need to consider, what is it that we are now telling ourselves? And what is that a reflection of in a relationship with ourselves? And this new moon really wants us to come to harmony with ourselves, with our deepest desires and our deepest joys, and be honest with ourselves about what we really want. And it's going to give us that opportunity to see that and then to do something about it, to start brand new, to let go of what is holding us back, to release that is creating that imbalance, to release that and to bring in what is going to balance it out, right? And so this new moon in particular, especially with what else is going on, with all the retrogrades, with Mercury in retrograde, but also with the energy of the equinox, which you can really hear about in my other video. This new moon in particular is asking us for stillness. It is mandating stillness, because it is when we are still that we can receive. And when we are still, we can then choose from that place of stillness where to next move. And so this new moon, really take the time to do whatever you need to do to come to stillness. Meditation is in particularly very valuable in this energy. It'll bring that internal balance, that internal stillness, and it will allow you to really assess from that place of balance and stillness. But also releasing work. Fire is a good energy for this new moon because Libra is an air sign. So, using fire to release is an excellent energy to bring in for this new moon. And then really repairing that relationship with yourself and saying, I want to start new. I want to build the life that I really want. And I'm going to stop sabotaging myself, and I'm going to stop giving myself away, and I'm going to stop accepting what is not good enough for me and what does not bring me to that place, and rebuild that trust with yourself. And then recognize what in my external life is going to need to change. And once you have come into that internal shift, then you can start to actually sustainably and effectively make the changes, deliberately moving from that place of stillness with intention, because now you have achieved internal balance. So, we do have a recording of our Libra full moon max meditation that is available. So if you are looking for a way to come to stillness and really try to work with these energies and receive these energies internally at this new moon, then that's a great strategy to get that recording, as well as, of course, journaling is really good for working with the internal work, and just also giving yourself the gift of stillness, of quiet time, of saying no to this over busy, overbooked, hectic lifestyle, even for a day or a night, will actually really serve you in these energies. So I hope that this has helped, and I hope that, we are all making these shifts in ourselves and in our lives. And of course, we are here to help you. So don't hesitate to reach out, sign up for our email list, follow us on Instagram, get that meditation, and hopefully I will be seeing you guys soon.